Someone else that got a really good cosign, YBN Cordae. You know, basically after the YBN the mixtape 2017, what
2018.
Dre 2018 Dre was Dr. Dre was on to this kid and signed
Mm-hmm.
him, and there wasn't a lot at that
Didn't
time to
sign him,
really
was just working with him.
working with him. Okay, but if that was, I think, something that caught a lot of people's attention because it was like this artist doesn't have a lot of workout. It's
Yeah.
interesting that Dre is working with somebody with such a small pedigree at this point, but I think he saw something that he was able to bring out in Lost Boy, and that's I think YBN Cordae could be a real serious player in the rap game moving forward. The Lost Boy, is this his debut album?
Yeah, the funny thing is, as we've been talking about, he busted on the scene only a year and a half ago, really, and with the YBN Cordae name anyway. He did a good "My Name Is Eminem" freestyle, which blew up on the World Star YouTube channel. Then he quickly released the J. Cole 1985 response track, which was like, wait a minute, this guy's YBN in his name, yet he's like making a thoughtful, not bitter response to J. Cole talking about the young kids. Damn. And then he had like a few other loose singles. Of course, Kung Fu got a lot of attention. Like, oh wait, and this kid also was like really dexterous with his rapping.
Mhm.
Interesting. Let's keep it going. And he was only on a few tracks on that YBN mixtape that you mentioned. Kung Fu was one of those tracks. I think Target, another one, talking about police. You know, he's like, all right, this guy's pretty thoughtful. And then you see the Dre Instagram, as you mentioned, and he just starts getting tons of cosigns everywhere. And beginning of this year, he's featured on Logic's album. Logic's a major rap star. You
Mhm.
know, it's pretty good company to have,
Sure.
despite our thoughts on that album. Check that review out. And this whole like the hype leading up to this, it makes XXL Freshman obviously just because the talent is so present.
Mhm.
And how when we predicted, no brainer. But this we wanted to see a full project from him because the only projects he had, I think like the past like 3 years, they were under a different name. He used to go by what he used to go by, Entendre was his old name. Reminds me of Logic, the way he used to be Professor Logic or whatever it was. But yeah, this Lost Boy project, I think came together pretty quickly. We really only know it was coming until he released that Bad Idea collab with Chance. And Have Mercy had come out a few months ago and is still on this as well. But yeah, the hype was I think quite high, but as his album lets you know when you listen to it, it was also thusly deserved. And for someone we've been talking about pretty routinely, despite a lack of output, it's pretty validating to have
Yeah.
someone deliver when you believed in them at a young age. You know, I'm so hyped that this is as good as it is. What was your takeaway?
No, I like I said, I thought this proved that there's so much potential here, and um, I think what I found most refreshing about it was, like you said, the YBN name. I think in the past is kind of known for these like vicious comebacks and
Mhm.
rebuttals in some sense, and this album is just really joyous and really grateful and really positive in a lot of ways, and I found that to be probably the thing I liked most about it was it felt very accessible, and the music was this awesome blend of he's West Coast, right, technically, or
Nah, he's from
YBN West.
North Carolina. Yep.
Okay, but it sounds a little bit more Chicago
Sure.
than I thought, just because of the infusion of some jazz, hip hop, and things like that
Yeah.
in there.
Mhm.
But overall, I was just really impressed with how this came together and how he was able to establish himself as someone that we really, should continue to be taking seriously and be excited for. What stood out to you most, or what songs did you like the most?
Yeah. I mean, we knew he was thoughtful. We knew he was respectful of past generations of hip hop. Definitely comes across as someone who's a little more wiser beyond his years, right?
Mhm.
I mean, someone asked him about his top fives the other day, and he said uh, Tupac, Biggie, Jay Z, Nas, and Big L in whatever order. And that's a great list, you know. But
Yep.
a lot of the his peers, a lot of them are influenced by like Lil Wayne, you know, and more 2000s artists, Gucci Mane, stuff like that, right?
Hmm.
But Corday really has that 90s base of inspiration, which is cool. Another similarity to Logic. And what I wanted to see from this was I wanted to see if he could make songs that can do both. Can you tell a story and make the song still hot? Because that's always something we talk about, where there are artists that have good lyrics, but the songs are sleepy. No one's going to put on your song,
Mhm.
even if you have a good message. I think when Lupe's at his worst, that's a problem, common problem. But Lost and Found, the last track on this album, uh, does not have that problem.
No.
uh, uh, RPM with Anderson .Paak does not have that problem.
Mhm.
Broke as Fuck does not have that problem. And that has an amazing beat flip halfway through.
Yep.
Um, Meanwhile, he does have some of the slower tracks, and even a song like Have Mercy, which I think is just a competent song as far as the young standard that is Cordae standards. But I think the diversity in the track list is pretty great. And yeah, I think we could trim this down a little bit, 15 tracks, maybe cut down a little bit. And he switches his flows a lot. Sometimes the flows he uses are a little simple, you know,
Mm.
but I mean, the talent's so obvious, and the
Yeah.
ceiling is just so high that I just don't know how you can be too negative. Like in terms of his peers, I mean, I don't really know who we put with him besides like Tierra Whack or someone. Like it's a short list.
Yeah, it's definitely a short list, and just the you kind of spoke to it a little bit, but the collaborators on this: Anderson .Paak, Chance the Rapper, Pusha T, Ty Dolla Sign, Meek Mill. I mean, these are some heavy hitters.
Yep.
And I think they each kind of bring varying degrees of success to their turns on this album. But just the fact that these people want to work with him, and want to be making art with him is really impressive. And yeah, I think Tierra Whack feels like a good comparison for the moment. Just like an artist that seems pretty unique, thoughtful, but in a different way than a lot of artists like them. Tierra Whack, I think especially, is very unique in terms of her thought and perspective on rap and where she's going with it. But only really positive things to say about this Lost Boy album. You already mentioned, I think Broke is fucking bad idea. I also really like Thanksgiving was just a track that stood out to me. But yeah, I don't think there's too many that run long or feel unearned to be on this album, and just a really exciting debut. It's great to be talking about some young artists that really are impressing us, because I think it kind of started off the year hot, and it's been a bit of a lull, I think, as of recently. At least it's felt that way, but this feels like end of summer is bringing the heat.
Sure. Yeah. It's funny. RPM with Anderson, getting a bit of a mixed reception. It's funny. Like I liked it a lot. I think the energy is so great. The beat's awesome, and also at the end when they go into couplets and they go back and forth, it's just really
Mm-hmm.
fun. But I think some people are kind of like knocking on the puns and saying it's kind of hokey.
Corny.
And yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, sometimes he has corny lines. That's fine with me. He's hardly alone in that perspective. Let's be real. And I think when you can make a song Broke as Fuck right after you make something corny, how much does the corniness matter? I
Mm-hmm.
thought the Meek performance on this was pretty good. Like,
Yeah.
Meek really brought it for sure. The only thing I raise my eyebrow at every time is calling XXX Tentacion the Pac of his time and comparing him to a young Obama. Nah, it ain't that. I know a lot of people ride for X problems and all, but no, he's not fucking Tupac. That's a stupid thing to say.
Yeah, and certainly not the young Barack Obama. I mean, that's just ludicrous.
I mean,
No,
Barack in his time. No, not actually, but
I
whatever.
agree.